Alrighty guys, welcome back. This is my second session recording this new build. Depending on how much I edit the first one out, I may stack this one on top of the first version, so if true, then I guess welcome back. If not, then I might separate the videos, part 1 and part 2, and if that's true, then part 1 will be on Tuesday, which should be today, or yesterday, whatever, I don't know. Part 1 will come out Tuesday, part 2 will come out on Wednesday, and I just won't put a Sword of the Stars episode up. And the reason why is because this has a lot more popularity than my Sword of the Stars series, so if I just replace that for the week, then it's going to benefit everyone. Anyways, that's enough talking. So if that's true, welcome back. If not, then I guess welcome back. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying anymore. Anyways, yeah, we showed off the frigates. There was one thing I did forget to show off. We need to show off the special ships, which... Oh, I still have the scaffold selected.
Mothership.
We need to show off... Yeah, all these ships. So you guys... I think you've seen the resource controller.
Construction
Build one
underway.
just in case. You've seen that. Container, you've seen that from the other ones. Oh, crap. I keep moving my camera. I don't mean to. Let's build a proximity sensor and a sensor array.
Mothership.
Proximity sensor allows you to
Resource
detect
control
cloaked
complete.
ships, and sensors array works like a scout, I believe.
Research complete. New utility class ships available for construction.
On Homeworld 1, sensor array will allow you to see every single enemy ship on the map. I don't think it does that in this one. I think it's just a ship with a really large sensor range, and then you can use money to extend the range temporarily. Because I don't think... Let's see, where's our scouts?
Ready?
Yeah, our scout doesn't have the super ping
Research
ability,
complete.
which
New
is
utility
ability
class
where
ships
you can
available for construction.
invest RUs in and allow you to see the entire like
Acknowledged.
it'll extend your like sensors like big time. But anyways, here's the resource controller. This is used as your mobile refinery. As you can see, it has areas for fighters and corvettes to dock to get refueled. I think it's just fighters. I don't see any corvette areas. Usually there's supposed to be like 2 areas down here for the corvettes to dock. Maybe it's just hidden at the moment. So it actually acts like kind of like a support frigate in a way, except it doesn't like repair big ships, but it can repair and refuel fighters and corvettes. Where's our other ones? Are they like in the mothership? I thought I built them all.
Mothership.
Oh wait a minute, that was the only one I was building because I was researching the other one. And we can also build the cloak generator once we get cloaking technology.
Construction underway.
That's basically a ship that cloaks nearby ships, and we have a lot of
Proximity
money.
sensor complete.
We have a lot of money saved up, so let's go ahead get some research going. Let's improve our fleet. Corvettes, improve those as well. Just improve everything. Requires
Upgrade
ion
complete.
technology. Oh, we have to be ship hub level 3. Gotcha. And sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. To me, it feels a little weird. My sinuses are screwing up because our weather is still crazy around here, and it ticks me off a little bit. But that's summertime for you. Alright, here's the sensor array.
Upgrade complete.
literally
New
looks like a
upgrades
big
available.
array. Oh, and
Roger.
there's the proximity sensor, which we will move here in a minute. Let's get you back
On our
here.
way.
And as you can see, the sensors array has a huge, oh wait, I think that's just the mothership right now. I don't know. We'll have to move the sensors over here so it's not interfering with the mothership. And then down here, we have the super ping, which we can spend 2,000 RUs, and the sensors array will extend its range drastically and reveal pretty much most of the map, honestly. I think I have to research that ability.
Upgrade complete. Unit limit
It's not
increased.
highlighted. There's super sensor.
Green line confirmed.
Oh, okay. And then there you go.
Resource collector lost.
That is a very big sensor range, and that's its special ability. It reveals a gigantic portion of the map. which is a good compromise compared to Homeworld 1's overability to reveal every single enemy ship on the game. So I kind of like that.
Upgrade complete. New
Okay,
upgrades
we can
available.
extend our research ship, and then we can check out the ion turrets.
Mothership.
I'll replace them on the mothership. Sorry, I had to cough. It's something in my throat.
Upgrade complete. New upgrades available. Unit
Right.
limit increased.
Let's get these
Assembly
going.
underway. Assembly underway. First are clear. Assembly underway.
And these guys, 6, 7, 8,
Upgrade
10.
complete.
Just build 2 of each.
First are clear.
Because that's all
Underway.
pretty
First are
easy to
clear.
figure
Assembly
out.
underway.
Upgrade complete. Light Corvette complete.
Oh,
Acknowledged.
oh, and here's the sensor rate. Proximity
Heavy
sensor.
Corvette complete.
Right now it's not deployed, but it looks like an
Upgrade
ion turret.
complete. New
Looks like
upgrades
that.
available.
Let's move it over here by this
Heavy Corvette complete. Upgrade complete.
because it's
New
very
upgrades
fast.
available.
It's about as fast as a pro.
Alright, let's speed it up, Vegeta.
And once it gets in position, okay. Once it gets in position, then it deploys.
Multi-gun Corvette complete.
Okay, so it works just like a probe, but once it's in
Upgrade
position,
complete. New upgrades available.
this range
Insufficient
around it.
resources. Upgrades paused.
Oh, that's not its range.
Multi-gun
Whatever.
Corvette complete.
Basically,
Upgrade
there's a range around it that it's not really showing, but it will detect cloaked ships around itself. Looks like the Kushan team, when you unlock a special technology, you have to find the research ship, which
Assault frigate
I think the other ones are like that as well. I'm just used to it being like in special systems. So, I might have to check the Titan team to see if they're the same like that, but when you unlock a new technology, it'll be underneath your research ship. Just wanted to let you guys give a small heads up about that.
Insufficient resource.
Okay, I built an ion turret to kind of see what it looks like on the Kushan mothership. So it looks like a really thick version of the destroyer's ion cannon. I actually like the design. It's pretty nice. And then when we look on the mothership, it looks like it really goes with it. It matches this up here, like the art style. So, congrats, Beggins and your guys' team. You guys did a good job making these turrets like really match the aesthetic of the existing ships.
Available for construction.
Ooh.
Mothership.
Okay. I just built the cloak generator off of the scaffold. But check this out. I can now cloak the scaffold. I can now cloak the mothership, if I wanted to. And I can also cloak my carrier. So it seems like everything you do on the scaffold affects your entire fleet. Like, for instance, I also just realized this. Like, my mothership has 1.1 million health. I was trying to figure out, like, why it has that much. The things that, like, I built on here, like the defense control tower, actually go to all of your production ships. So, for the Kushan team, it is very important to keep the scaffold alive, because if you lose the scaffold, you lose all of your fleet buffs from all the modules that are on it, because you can only put your modules on your scaffold. I'm actually really interested to play this in Skirmish once the public release comes out. So that's awesome. And now that we have the cloak generator, we can now build our shadow fighter, aka a cloak fighter, and we can also build a cloak generator, so I can show those off. Okay, we got our cloaked fighter built, our shadow fighter, and this is what it looks like. It has the ability to cloak itself, and that's just about it. I can't remember if I showed this off, but I believe you can only attack when you're not cloaked.
Cloaking sail active.
Let me try this real quick. Let's try to
Friendly targeting.
kill you
Please
while you're
confirm.
cloaked. It's still going down, but you don't look like you're cloaked right now. I think while you're attacking, it doesn't like affect your cloaking. Because I know in Homeworld 1, when you can attack while you're cloaked, but as soon as you start using your weapons, he uncloaks for a while until he flies past, and then he cloaks again. That's why the cloaking mechanism was so annoying in Homeworld 1.
Course set.
But it looks like if you are trying to attack something, even though you're still technically cloaked, because our cloak senses are going down, you can't really do anything. Like now we're cloaked. See, our guy is invisible. So I guess that's a note to self. If you're using a bunch of cloaked fighters, don't cloak while you're fighting, because you'll continue to drain your cloaking, but your guy will be exposed. So that's good for like sneaking into areas that you
Moving to destination.
you know that will be easy to sneak in while cloaked, but just don't attack anything. And then up here we have our cloak generator, which has a huge area for cloaking, and then when I activate it, it cloaks everything around it.
Lost.
See, the mothership's cloaked, all of our
Awaiting orders.
things over here are cloaked. At least it actually cloaks the mothership. In actual Homeworld 1, you couldn't cloak the mothership. So that's cool. We can actually hide our entire fleet here if we really wanted to. And it looks like it goes down at a decent rate, so you're not be able to cloak forever.
Receiving.
But that's how they work. They just cloak everything around it in a large field. Apparently there's also still a glitch going on with our harvesters. There was a glitch last time when I was attempting to record this, and I only got like halfway through, so I never uploaded it. A long time ago, but once the asteroid runs out of resources, the harvesters self-destruct themselves. See, I'll show you here in a second. We're down to 400 on this one. And it's also the same thing where if you have a harvester that's harvesting an asteroid and you give him a different command, he'll self-destruct as well. So you can see these two killed themselves. Actually, all three of them killed themselves. So that's an interesting glitch. I'm not sure why that's going on, but at least that lets you know whenever you're out of asteroids. It's like, oh, all my harvesters killed themselves, so I guess we're out of asteroids. So we're gonna move up here,
Destination locked
harvest
in.
this area.
Awaiting orders.
I need to rebuild all of my harvesters that we lost. And we're Commodore now. Cool, so now we can check out destroyer class ships. Okay, I got all the super capital ships built, so let's go ahead and check them out.
Copy.
So the first one we have is we have our destroyer class down here. The typical Kushan class destroyer. This one's also customizable. We can't change the ion turrets out, but we can change the upper turrets. We could change them to ion turrets if we wanted to, but right now it comes with normal kinetic cannons, and as a destroyer class, it's good against frigates and capital ships, or frigates and other destroyers, and that's kind of what it looks like. So we'll play around with the customization here in a bit. Next behind it, we have the missile destroyer, which is your anti-fighter and corvette ship. It launches a bunch of missiles. They're very fast. They don't do a whole lot of damage, so it's very effective against fighters and corvettes. And yeah, that's about it. We can also upgrade it to shoot a bunch of missiles, which might make it better against frigates. But they don't do enough damage to really fight destroyers, so you kind of just want to keep them back and use them for fighter defense. But that's our missile destroyer. And over here is our tankers, which for some reason I only built one, but it gave me 3. So apparently you build 3 tankers at the same time, which is kind of weird. And if you're familiar with Homeworld 1, you'll know what these tankers look like. I'm not going to say anything because it's actually part of the storyline. And these are basically, they've been remodified as massive nuclear warheads. So they work just like the Juggernaut from the Higaran side. You just run them into an enemy ship, and they do a massive explosion. So, and then the fact that these guys are like
Strike group coordinates locked in.
moving like that is kind of annoying me. I like how they start in a strike group. So I'm not sure if this was intentional to build 3 at a time, or this is just part of the development build. So you can like test them out multiply, but that's pretty cool. They go in like a convoy. That's awesome. Let's see, can we upgrade them? No, not yet. I'm sure later on in the future we'll be able to upgrade them, but now they're like back to back. So that's cool, they look like they're in a convoy. I actually really like that. Because like I said, if you guys played Homeworld 1, you know where these are from. So, that's cool. Alright, let's take a little bit closer look at the customizable destroyer. Like I said, we can modify these 2 turrets on top. Switch them to flak turrets to give them more fighter defense, switch them to ion turrets to give more capital ship damage, or switch them to plasma turret, which is kind of frigate destroyer, where Ion is like battle cruiser attack, because it does a massive amount of damage. Let's see, plasmas don't require as much energy. Let's see, how much energy do we currently have? +1. What happens if I just get rid of one of these,
Bug out confirmed.
switch it to something with a little bit more,
Complete.
Berths are
a little bit
clear.
more
Assembly
damage, like an
underway.
ion turret? Ah, it does adjust. So yeah, it's +1.2
Construction
with
complete.
just one turret, and now that I put the ion turret on, we're +0.7. So let's switch this
Upgrade
other one.
Complete. Unit limit increased.
Roger, attack withdrawn.
Yeah, this is going to make it much easier to balance out our energy use. Yeah, we're at 0.9. Let's put a
Berths
plasma
are
charge in
clear.
front.
Assembly underway.
Make you more capital ship.
Subsystem manufactured.
Oh, okay, so these ion turrets are actually... Okay, I mean, that makes sense. These side ion turrets. That actually looks pretty cool. Have 3 ion turrets and the big plasma cannon in front. Puts our energy generation to 0.5. Cool. Oh, hello there, Missile Destroyer.
Complete.
Responding.
So that's cool. I can't wait to play around, especially when we get the heavy cruiser built, which I plan to do in this video, because I haven't seen the new customizable heavy cruisers yet, because they weren't available in the last build I did. Let's do the same thing with you. Let's play around with you. First, let's get rid of both your turrets.
Standing down.
See what that puts us at.
Bug out confirmed.
Alright, so we're at 1.4. So we actually could get rid of both those turrets so we can use the ion cannons more often. Because I can't get rid of these ion cannons. Nope.
Copy.
Those are the main turrets, so we can't do anything about them. Let's make you
Berths are
black.
clear. Assembly underway.
Let's see what that does.
Subsystem construction complete.
That only went down by 0.1. Okay. Yeah, let's put flak and
Berths
plasma.
are clear.
Screw it. I'm just kind of playing around with things while we're waiting for stuff to
Subsystem
get
built and
done.
ready for operation.
That should put us back, or 0.9. Alright. You're 0.5. Cool, I can't wait to play around with that on the other stuff. The other fleets. Whenever those are available.
Mothership.
The mothership is barely in the positive, and that's because I actually put something on it. I put the plasma turret, which I was going to show off before I started building on the destroyer. So here it is on the mothership. Looks pretty nice. I think all 4 of the turrets that they currently have available for the Kushan look pretty good. I mean, they look blocky, just like, you know, the aesthetics for the Kushan, but there's the plasma turret. I guess while we're waiting, I'll kind of explain the way the energy regeneration works a little bit by comparing all these. See how it says at 0.6? That's how much you're generating whenever you're not in combat. You're still going to consume power whenever you're in combat, but once that combat's over, that's how long it's going to take to regenerate up to 100%. And I think that's measured per second. So if at 0.6, that means in 10 seconds you'll generate 6% of your energy. And then this is at 1, so in 10 seconds you'll generate 10% of your energy.
Destroyer.
But the
complete.
lower, the less power your weapons require, the longer your total energy will last. I believe that's how it works. But we haven't gotten in combat, so I can't really say exactly how that
Reporting.
works. I might have to do a test and hyperspace one of these destroyers out, and just to see how long it lasts. We might do that at the end. Right now I'm trying to push to where we get our heavy cruisers so we can check those out. So I'm just building a bunch of ships at the moment and like playing around with them so I can get up to 1,000 so we can start researching heavy cruiser. Okay, one little glitch I kind of seen, once you build a bunch of ships, they kind of get confused at where they're supposed to go. So that is kind of like a minor annoyance, but they'll figure it out. They just don't go like right far next to each other, because this is actually how Homeworld 1's military parade was. Destroyers were on the right side, not the left side, or not the destroyers, the frigates. So that's kind of annoying, but whatever, they'll figure it out. It's just kind of annoying to see them struggle like this. Okay, and also while we're waiting for our dreadnoughts, or not dreadnoughts, but our heavy cruisers get ready, let's try out the drone attack. I actually just remembered it. I have everything ready to do this. I've been wanting to check this out for a while. So, let's see, when the mothership, when fully charged, can launch a massive storm of drones. The unit energy will be completely exhausted. Use this to defend the mothership from massive attacks of fighters and corvettes. Hello? Aww. That sucked. I guess they won't do anything if there's nothing to attack. But you saw those little guys come out? That was all of our drones. Wow. Now, like the thing says, it does completely exhaust our energy, so you want to use this as, like, if you see a huge swarm of fighters or corvettes and you want to defend the mothership against, you want to use that. It'll be much cheaper than spamming out fighters. Wait, I think the research ship finally figured it out. I had to move the station around for a bit for him to stop freaking out so much. But he's about to attach. There he goes. That was a weird attachment, but okay. Yay! My research station donut is now complete. And I was waiting on that because now I can go over to our scaffold, build our power distribution center, and we can check out the gravity field generator.
Mothership.
If I remember from Homeworld 1, the gravity field generator stops all fighters and corvettes from attacking. And I don't think it's going to work just like Homeworld 1, because the main issue with the gravity generator is the fact once you turn it on, you could not stop it. And once it runs out of energy, it explodes. So it's kind of like a one-time use. I think it's going to be different on this one, but we'll see. We'll play around with it once it gets built. Alrighty, I just built the gravity well generator. As you can see, this is its field that it emits. And let me just double check just to make sure. You can stop and disable nearby fighters and corvettes. When it's activated, it takes damage. Okay. So, it works the same as Homeworld 1. It stops fighters and corvettes in their tracks, but it doesn't, like, you can toggle it on and off. It doesn't, like, stay on completely. Like, let's go ahead and turn you on, turn the gravity well on. There you go. Gravity generator is now deployed. It's freaking out all my fighters because it's preventing them from moving around, so that's good. And the gravity generator does take damage as it's on. So, but it doesn't destroy it when it runs out of energy. Let's just keep this on until it runs down to 0. I'm just curious what it does. And all my fighters are like, oh god, what's going on? So you do want to be careful when using this because it does affect your own fighters, which is how it did in Homeworld 1, so I'm kind of glad they kept that feature. And they'll keep freaking out until we run out of energy. I'm just curious what happens when we run out. Alright, it just turns itself off. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Now all my fighters should fix themselves. Or they'll continue spinning out of control like they're lost. See, these guys fixed themselves. Yep, they fixed themselves. Okay. So that's what the gravity well generator does. I will probably be using this a lot more, but the problem is it's really, really late in the research tree because you need the power distributor in order to build the gravity generator.
Awaiting orders.
Which is all the way down here at the bottom, which requires hub number 5, which is the last hub that you build when you get 1000 research. So it's going to be a late game use, which I guess is kind of good because it is kind of overpowered if you think about it, because it stops all fighters and corvettes in its tracks. Not for long, but
Copy.
it stops everything for a long period of time and damages itself, so you can only use it so often. I don't think you can get repaired. I think that might be a permanent, like, health loss. but I'm not sure. I don't have anything to actually repair it. And I don't think it's going up. Let me look at it for a second. Oh, it is regenerating. Okay, so that's just a temporary thing, and that's just there to prevent you from constantly using it. So like if you had 3 gravity generators right next to each other, and like when this one depletes, you turn the second one on, you won't be able to do that all the time because eventually you'll destroy your gravity generators. That's like a trick I use in Homeworld 1 with cloak generators. It's like, oh, I need to stay cloaked all the time. All right, let me just build 3 cloak generators or 4, put them in a sphere formation, and just like when one depletes or gets close to depleting, turn the second one on. So that's just a pro tip for me from all the Homeworld stuff that I play. Alright guys, we finally made Admiral. I am happy. Now we can start building our heavy cruiser and checking that out. Also, don't mind me spamming out all these resource controllers. I have a problem. We're running out of resources. I have like 700 left, so I researched fusion, and we're going to just live off of fusion once I get all these controllers built. Also, I've been recording this for over an hour, and I told the AC to like hold its, like don't turn on for an hour, so if in this last bit of the video and the AC kicks on, I apologize about that. Nothing I can really do because it's still summertime. We don't want the house to get too hot. So, yeah. I'm going to wait till the rest of these controllers are built, and then we're going to go down here to the scaffold.
There's nothing left out here.
Tell it to build this so we can build our heavy cruiser and check that out. And then we're going to send one of these destroyers and maybe even a heavy cruiser out and see how the new energy system works. Because we know how to manage it now. I just want to see how it looks like in combat. Alright, so I decided to retire a lot of my ships to try to speed this up a little bit.
Mothership.
Because I got the heavy cruiser research, now we're just trying to build the heavy cruiser itself. So to speed the game up a little bit, I just been retiring a bunch of things. And apparently the carrier wants to retire into the scaffold. I kind of want to see how this works. Okay, that's gone. That's weird. Okay.
Mothership.
That should give us enough to continue building the heavy cruiser. The heavy cruiser is very expensive, by the way, 9,000. So, yeah, one of the reasons why it's been taking me so long to get all this stuff built. Here we go. Heavy cruiser has been built. There it is. Ah, yes. There we go. Looks the Archangel class heavy cruiser, one of my favorites. It looks like it didn't build the ones on the side. I guess those for customizing. We have our ion turrets on the top. Those aren't the dual ions that we had on the normal heavy cruiser.
Roger.
Okay, so it looks like at the moment we can only customize the 2 ones that aren't built. We've got 4 kinetic cannons, we got 2 ion cannons on the top. Yeah, definitely still needs some work. How much energy? Oh, you're making 1.5, okay. So I guess for now we'll just put ions on the side.
Subsystem construction complete.
Berths are clear, assembly underway.
Subsystem built and ready for operation.
And our heavy cruiser has a built-in shield generator. That's cool. I like that. And since you're considered a production vessel, I actually have the ability to cloak. That's cool. And I also like that because that also makes
Confirmed.
Our ships have the ability just to hyperspace anywhere because of the fact that destroyers are considered production ships because we can build things on them. So all the buffs from the scaffold come to them as well.
Acknowledged.
Let's see, you get the big buffs, don't you? No, you don't. You still have the normal one. But anyways, let's go ahead and hyperspace this and see how that energy works. Right now we are making 0.5. Let's jump out
Initiating
here.
hyperspace jump.
Go, heavy cruiser, go! I'm sure eventually they'll make it to where we can customize every turret,
Exit coordinates
and maybe
confirmed.
even the big turrets as well. Oh, the enemy hasn't even done anything yet. Just have the mothership docked. So it looks like the AI is working, but not like super well.
Engaging.
Okay, Okay, so it doesn't look like we're consuming any energy. Okay, so I guess as long as our energy stays in the positive, we won't consume any energy. Huh. Alright. That's good to know. That's definitely what I wanted to figure out. Well, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this build. There's a couple other things that have been added, like there's some tweaks that have been added to the Tyrannic Raiders, the Higarans. Apparently there was an interesting tweak that happened. I don't remember, I don't have my notes up anymore. But I've been recording for about 1.5 hours, and I think I've showed off everything that the Kushan team has to offer. And the next public release, you will be able to use the Kushan team, which I will definitely be covering. Because their playstyle is definitely different compared to the other ones. And I definitely want to try it out, see how well it works. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this this build walkthrough, or build presentation, I guess would be a good word. If you liked the video, please leave a like, it helps us out. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Check out the other space-related content I have on the channel. If you want to support me even further, I have a Patreon in the video description you can check out. I also have the Beggins. Yep, there goes the AC. I knew I was running out of time. Because the AC was able to be used 25 minutes ago. And yeah, I'm just kind of a little bit over what I normally do. But yeah, if you guys want to check out the Patreon for Complex, I'll have that in the video description as well, so you can support them, get access to the early builds, and check them out like I've been doing. And also, if you want to check out Complex itself, there's also will be a link to that in the video description as well. But as my heavy cruiser slowly destroys the enemy mothership, this is Captain Soban signing out and wishing you guys farewell. Have a good day, everyone.